Okay, so let's talk about the supporting actor and supporting actress predictions for the upcoming 2023 Oscars. Just like in my last video where I did lead actor and actress, I'm just going to be doing 15, but I'm separating it into tier 1, tier 2, just because when it's in May and it's so early, there's no point in going like 1 through 15, like to me, like whatever. Since it's so early, obviously we don't know a lot of the confirmed placements. We don't know a lot about these movies even. So, you know, this will be kind of quick. Let's start with supporting actor, tier 1. QUAN, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Once again, with Everything Everywhere, I don't really know how much I even truly believe it. But like I've always said before, I'm just going to keep treating it like it's a legitimate deal because it could be. It absolutely could be. This could so easily get multiple nominations or just absolutely get 0. But I guess that's the one good thing about it being May is that we can kind of take it seriously because what are you going to do about it? I don't really know who else I would put like in the quote number one spot. I don't really know who else I would put. Like he has a real good narrative to him and that fucking matters. This could very well easily happen, and just as easily as it could happen, it could easily not happen as well. But for now, in May, yeah, I'm having him in. Brad Pitt, Babylon. This is a duh. This is a duh. I mean, I just, you know, I can't imagine him not really at least being in the conversation, you know, depending on how big a role he has, which I still don't really know too much about it. But Babylon is just a surefire contender unless it is garbage, which already from test screening seems to not be the case. Plus it's Damien Chazelle, so obviously that shit not gonna be garbage. The fuck. Coming off as a win from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I mean, this could just very easily happen, and looking forward to it. Jesse Plemons, Killers of the Flower Moon. The next 4 slots are from 2 movies, so hang tight. Jesse Plemons, I didn't know where he was going to be until Variety actually confirmed it, so now he is supporting. He's already broken through with his nomination for The Power of the Dog, and considering he's been in a Best Picture nominee for the past, like, what, 5 years? I mean, it's just, see, the stars are aligning for him to get nominated again. Don't know how big a role he'll have, but in supporting, seems to be he has a better shot than in lead. Don't know how juicy or meaty the role is. Well, you know, I once again don't read, but it's Jesse Plemons. Fucking love that guy. He's amazing. Should have been nominated for Game Night. He should have won for Game Night. I don't give a fuck. Robert De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon. Same type of deal. Once again, don't really know how big a role he's gonna have. Apparently, it is a little juicy. You know what I'm saying? A little juicy, a little meaty. And it's Robert De Niro in a Martin Scorsese movie, so that bodes well for it. Obviously, the last time didn't exactly bode well for it with The Irishman. I have a feeling it'll be a little bit different here. Now, obviously, they are kind of competing against each other, at least as it stands now, with Jesse Plemons and Robert De Niro. But then again, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, and The Irishman, they both got in. It could happen. Paul Dano, The Fabelmans. Paul Dano is overdue, and I will stand by that. He is overdue. I don't know how he hasn't been nominated before, considering he was in, like, There Will Be Blood and everything, but he's overdue. He's playing the dad. Once again, I'm going to repeat myself a lot here. Don't know how big a role this will be, but considering a lot of people have him on, and The Fabelmans also seems to be a surefire deal, it makes sense to just have him on. Seth Rogen, The Fabelmans. Is this it? Could this be Seth Rogen's Oscar nomination? I mean, maybe. Some people thought he could have got in for Steve Jobs, but he's playing a uncle to the titular character, which is based on Steven Spielberg. I don't really know. Could be, I guess. It's honestly, I feel good enough about The Fabelmans overall that I'm putting both of them in like tier 1, you know? But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Colin Farrell, 13 Lives. Colin Farrell is playing John, who is one of the main cave divers in the real-life Thai cave soccer team story that The Rescue is based off of. Fire documentary. Once again, check it out. At least from what I gather from the documentary, John played a very big role in the whole rescue deal, as with Viggo Mortensen's character, who I had in my Best Actor prediction. If 13 Lives really is as good as people have said it is, then I have no reason to doubt this. I mean, Colin Farrell, once again, kind of like Paul Dano, also overdue, plus he's having a really good year. This would be a good culmination for him. Honestly, kind of rooting for it. And rounding out tier 1, I guess, Glynn Turman, Rustin. He is playing, I believe it's Asa Philip Randolph, or A. Philip Randolph, who is a, let me look this up real quick. An American labor unionist and civil rights activist. Okay, yeah, so they're all playing like civil rights activists. And once again, as with most predictions, it kind of hinges on the strengths of the movie, unless it just happens to be like a powerhouse musical biopic, honestly. But this is a biopic, so it could happen for him. A lot of people thought Glynn Turman should have been nominated for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom in supporting actor. So this could easily happen, and I'm just kind of having him to round out my tier 1. Let's move to tier 2. Chris Rock, Rustin. This would just be hilarious. You know, I gotta say, this would be absolutely hilarious if Chris Rock got nominated for Rustin after the whole slapping incident. That would be, honestly, now that it's kind of in my head, that would be very hilarious to me. Just in a whole peak irony type of deal, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, I hope I never hear any more takes about Will Smith and Chris Rock's slapping incident. But, you know, I actually hear that Chris Rock has a pretty big role in this. You know, that remains to be seen, obviously. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've never seen Chris Rock in, like, an Oscar-y deal. You know, once if there's something that I'm forgetting out the top of my head, let me know. But that'd be kind of funny to see. I'm interested. Anthony Hopkins, Armageddon Time. Some people might say this should be in tier 1. Honestly, I am just, until proven otherwise, and this movie is premiering at Cannes, so we'll know in the next few weeks. I'm just kind of doubting Armageddon Time, not as a good movie, but as an Oscar player. Now, I could be totally wrong. It could just totally be biases from his last previous movies where, you know, they're totally different, and this one seems more awards friendly, but I have a bit of doubt in it. But you know, if anyone can break through, Anthony Hopkins. You serious? Russell Crowe, the greatest beer run ever. I'm doubting this one too, honestly. Peter Farrelly returns after winning Best Picture for Green Book. Say what you want about that. The greatest beer run ever is being distributed by Apple TV Plus, which just won Best Picture. It's a true story about John Donahue, who left New York in 1967 for Vietnam to track down and share a few cold ones with his boys. So that's basically what it's about. Now, Zac Efron is playing the lead, and I'm not exactly sure who Russell Crowe is playing, to be honest, but this seems, if for some reason, I just get a feeling that this seems more of a supporting actor play than a best actor play for Zac Efron, so that's what that is. Colin Firth, Empire of Light. No clue what's going on here. I am just going off Sam Mendes, Olivia Colman's in the cast, and Colin Firth is in it. That's it. John David Washington, Amsterdam. So a couple changes since my last actor predictions. Canterbury Glass is now titled Amsterdam officially. We got a new image for it. David O. Russell's whole ensemble-y type movie, you know. I believe the 3 quote leads are Christian Bale, John David Washington, and Margot Robbie, with the rest of the cast filling out. But when it's that big of an ensemble, you can just kind of throw everyone in supporting, and it doesn't really matter, except for maybe Christian Bale, who stands a chance in lead. So there you go. Zen McGrath, The Sun. Zen McGrath is playing the Sun in The Sun. So I have no doubt. Honestly, I don't know who he is, but I have no doubt the performance will be fire. I think he actually has a pretty big role. That you could make the argument that Hugh Jackman and his character Zen McGrath are co-leads. I'm not going to say that because I haven't seen the play, or I'm not going to read the script. Nothing. This is going to be such a good movie. The performance, at the very least, with The Sun, the performances are going to be fire. So, and it's Sony Pictures Classic. Feel good about it. So lastly, for tier 2, and I'm only doing 15. That's why. John Boyega, The Woman King. Once again, I also don't know what kind of role he's playing. I've heard he's playing also like a king in either Viola Davis's kind of tribe or another thing. Once again, I don't really know too much about the movie except for the images there. But this seems to be Sony's player. And John Boyega is a big enough name that right now in May, yeah, I'll throw him on there. Let's move to supporting actress. Get it pretty interesting here. Start with tier 1. Michelle Williams, The Fabelmans. Michelle Williams, you could argue, should have an Oscar already. Should have won. She's been nominated multiple times before, and she's playing the mom in The Fabelmans. This feels like a nomination waiting to happen. This feels like a Belfast type of deal, except whereas Paul Dano has Seth Rogen competing against him, you know what I mean, or vice versa, Michelle Williams doesn't have anyone to compete against. And it's Michelle Williams. It's going to be good, all right? It's going to be good, even if she even remotely plays, and I assume this is going to be, like a wholesome, like very just caring mother role. It's happening. It's happening. It's done. Famous last words, but I feel good about it. Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon. I just feel really dumb. Sometimes I almost don't like making these videos because I don't know what to say, because I don't know the role. I don't know how big a part. From what I hear and what I'm gathering, this could be big. And that is good enough for me. And Martin Scorsese, we trust all the performances will be good. So you kind of hope this is one of those deals. I know people have had complaints about Scorsese and female characters. Hopefully this one is done right, you know, considering the story, I think. I don't know the story even. Zoe Kazan, she said, I had Carey Mulligan in my lead, and I'm just going to assume that they split lead and supporting. So I'm just going to assume Zoe Kazan goes in supporting because Carey Mulligan's a bigger name. She plays one of the journalists that breaks the Harvey Weinstein story, and honestly, that's good enough for me. She said is poised to be a big contender, so I'm going to treat it like such. Frances McDormand, Woman Talking. So Woman Talking is going to be a big ensemble, and because I have not read the book and I've not heard any information, no one has told me anything about the characters that each actresses are going to play. I do have all 4 Women Talking main actresses in my supporting actor lineup, starting with Frances McDormand. Now, you could make a case Frances McDormand has the least likely chance just because she doesn't campaign. She kind of seems like she is done with this. She doesn't want it anymore. Even still, she could still get nominated just being Frances McDormand. I mean, it's obviously happened before. So I'm putting her in. Jessie Buckley, Woman Talking. So I have 2 in tier 1 and 2 in tier 2. So Frances McDormand and Jessie Buckley are my tier 1 for Woman Talking. The rest I'll get to later. But Jessie Buckley also broke through, got nominated last year for The Lost Daughter. She has Men Coming Out and Woman Talking. Poised to be another good year for Jessie Buckley and the Jessie Buckley Hive. I think it's gonna be good. I think she's gonna be really good in it. Honestly, I have no doubt about that. So she gets in tier 1. Whoopi Goldberg Till. I believe she's playing the grandma to Emmett Till, and she's won an Oscar before. This feels like a big return. You know, once again, your guys' filmography is much better than mine. I don't remember the last movie Whoopi Goldberg was in. Oh, wait. A Wrinkle in Time. Wasn't she in that one? Or am I tripping? I think she was in that one, and that movie was not good. But regardless, this seems like a return to form, I should say. And kind of being the grandma to Emmett Till, and in turn being the mother to Emmett Till's mother, because I believe the story is more centered around Emmett Till's mother. That could be a really big role, and like that could easily happen, especially if Till is as big as some people think it is. Hong Chow, the whale. I really thought about putting her in tier 2, but you know, once again, that is just because I am also a little skeptical on the whale's Oscar chances. But you know, the wrestler keeps being thrown out there, and the wrestler got actor and supporting actress, so it could follow that same path. But it is kind of hard to deny that Hong Chow almost got nominated for Downsizing. I mean, I don't know if there's a movie my friend group hates more than Downsizing, and not a lot of people liked it. You know, had some interesting ideas, and she still almost got it. So it could happen. I mean, the whales, I assume, will be better than Downsizing. So we'll see. And rounding out tier 1, I have Audra McDonald for Rustin. Now, I'm not sure exactly how big a role she will have in this, but I do want to put someone from Rustin into the supporting actress lineup, because I think that could easily happen. Rustin could be like a big, like, whole ensemble, SAG ensemble, like, contender, you know? So for her, I'm just going to kind of put her. I think she has like the biggest name off the top of my head from the cast. So I'm going to put her there. Let's move to tier 2. Vanessa Kirby, The Sun. It's tough to know how big a role she'll have in this, you know, considering I don't know the actual play, and I don't want to. I want the movie to be the first thing for me. But between her and Laura Dern I put in lead, so therefore Vanessa Kirby would just go in supporting. I could see like one scene where she just has like a fire monologue, like, I don't know. So it could happen. She got nominated for Pieces of a Woman. She's really good. Claire Foy, Woman Talking. So I'm going to kind of lump in Claire Foy and Rooney Mara, even if I don't have her in here, because, you know, I don't want to take up like full 4 spots, you know, for the same movie. So this is kind of like a Claire Foy, Rooney Mara type deal. But like I said, I am kind of putting them all in the supporting, at least, contention right now. So that's what you get. Dakota Johnson, Cha-Cha Real Smooth. Remains to be seen how big a contender Cha-Cha Real Smooth will be. I have a feeling it won't be that much. But then again, I said that with Coda. But I mean, Dakota Johnson is absolutely amazing in Cha-Cha Real Smooth. I have a review for it. It is still my favorite movie of the year. Surprisingly, maybe that'll change when I rewatch it. But she is amazing in it. But you know, in good conscience, I can't put her in like tier 1, you know. This is a tier 2 type of deal. You know, hopefully it pulls through. Anne Hathaway, Armageddon Time. Just copy paste from what I said for Anthony Hopkins, basically. I don't know how big a deal Armageddon Time will be. Anne Hathaway is an amazing actress, so I think if it could happen with her. And that's what I'll leave it at. Margot Robbie, Amsterdam. Also copy paste with what I said with John David Washington. I think they could just put everyone in supporting except for like Christian Bale, maybe, depending on how the movie goes, and then call it a day. Because you can't have Margot Robbie competing with Margot Robbie in Babylon. So this is one of those deals. Thuso Mbedu from The Woman King. Also don't know how big a role she'll have in this, but like I said, The Woman King, I'm just kind of closely monitoring its whole chances as a whole. So if I have John Boyega in supporting actor, I'm going to have her in supporting actress. And lastly, tough call, but I went with Stephanie Sue for Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is really riding off the potential for Everything Everywhere. I mean, honestly, even if Everything Everywhere does kind of hit with the Academy, I can't really see the supporting actress nom coming with it. I only do 15. It's in May. Not a lot of contenders have come out yet. It remains to be seen. Some will flop, some will rise. I'm going to put her at 15 here, you know? So she's in tier 2. Honestly, before you know it, we are kind of getting back in the swing of things for the Academy, if you kind of think about it. You got the Cannes Film Festival coming up, and then it seems like from there, it kind of takes off. Like, time really flies. I'm excited. I think the slate is going to be really good. Let me know what you guys think, as always. And, yeah, go watch Cha-Cha Real Smooth when it comes out next month. Holy shit.